I'm Walton, reporting for ADW News. Today's topic, firefighters. I actually have a connection with firefighters. I've always been fascinated by them. It's amazing how they would risk their lives for others' safety and health. It is their duty to put out fires and save as many people as possible. I've thought about becoming a firefighter before because they are brave citizens willing to endanger their lives to save and protect others. I think firefighting is a very important job in society because without them, fires would spread more easily and more people would get hurt or worse. However, I've always wondered, what is it like to be a firefighter? Now let's find out what training a student has to do to become a firefighter. On to you, Adam, with the training. Thank you, Adam. Oh, well, to answer your question, students are expected to have their high school education finished before becoming a firefighter. Some students go to college to learn more about becoming one and to get a certificate for it. Another thing they might do is to go to the National Fire Academy to learn about dangerous materials and to learn to become a firefighter. A firefighter has to have his or her driver's license and at least 18 years old to become one. They have to be tested for drugs and a physical. Some states have fire academies, which are several week-long classes on how to use fire equipment and how to be a firefighter. Now let's find out what type of equipment a firefighter has to use or wear during a time of emergency. On to you, Adam. Are we going?
Yeah.
Okay. I can answer that question, Adam. Firefighters wear special gear during an emergency. When I interviewed Charlie Frazier, a firefighter at the Eastham Fire Department, he told me that there are many tools that he uses. Here's a picture of Charlie Frazier, the firefighter. One of them was the large water hose on the side of the truck. The hose, it's used to spray water at fire so it'll extinguish the fire. The hose, he said that he uses the ladder to reach high places in buildings. Another tool he has used is the Jaws of Life, which is a hydraulic pump that can disassemble a car if necessary. In a hazardous situation, Charlie and other firefighters wear heavy clothing and an oxygen tank, which blocks out bad gases and gives them fresh gases. This seems hard to use all these tools. You might wonder how much money that they make for this hard job. Let's see if Adam can answer that question. I know, right? Yes, Adam, I certainly can answer your question. About on average, a firefighter gets paid around $50,000 every year. Most of the time, money is based off of experience. Sometimes in order to get a promotion, you need to have your bachelor's degree. The schedule of most firefighters is 24 hours on, then 48 hours off, but then 24 hours on, and then 92 hours off. There should always be a firefighter on guard 24/7 in case of an emergency. Even though their job is hard and they work a lot of hours, some firefighters are volunteers, workers who volunteer their time to work for free. These people are good citizens who want to give back to their community. The amount of money made by firefighters isn't outstanding, but is enough to be considered a solid job. To me, that sounds like a pretty good job. They don't pay me enough here. But I wonder, what risks do firefighters have to take? Hey, Adam, I'm pretty sure I can answer that question. Yeah, I know about it. Yeah. Some of the risks that firefighters have to take are losing their own lives to save others. Firefighters' orders are to risk their lives to save as many people as possible. Firefighters could be injured or killed by buildings, fires, or poisonous gases or chemicals. When asked, what risks do you take? Charlie, the firefighter, responded, going into dangerous situations, smoke, heat, and hazardous situations. All of these things could possibly kill a firefighter. With all of these things, you could risk your life. These sound really scary. You might wonder if this has ever happened before. Hey, that reminds me. Let's move to the next question. Yeah, Adam, I'll be answering that question. One of the most known situations were the terrorist attacks of 9/11. Firefighters saved lots of people during the attacks when the World Trade Centers fell down. They saved trapped people too. When the building fell, many people and firefighters died. Still, once it fell, firefighters were looking through the rubble for survivors. It was brave of the firefighters to go into a crumbling building, but it was also their duty and job to do that. Without firefighters, so many more people would have been killed in the building. Firefighters helped each other out after the incident. Even though there were many things preventing them from searching, example, dust and parts of the building, they still did. Firefighters who were survivors told stories and theories. It was hard to forget what the firefighters did that day because they risked their lives for others' safety and saved so many people. There were many people that died during 9/11, but there are also so many survivors because of firefighters. We have finished providing our overarching question. Now, let's get to the answer. I think Adam can answer that question. Yes, Adam, I will be answering the overarching question. He's so right. When researching this topic, my goal was to find out what it is like to be a firefighter. I succeeded. During the research, I answered the question. A person has to go to fire school and do lots of training and tests to become a firefighter. Firefighters know how to use lots of special equipment during a time of an emergency. They have good paying jobs with a very unusual schedule. Firefighters are good citizens who risk their own lives to save as many people as possible. 9/11 was a very memorable moment when many people and firefighters died. Fortunately, many of those people were saved because of firefighters. I've always admired firefighters, and I think what they do is just great. If you want my opinion, I think being a firefighter is great and honorable job. Thank you. Adam Walden, reporting for ADW News. I'm out. Well, see you next time on ADW News.